Hi, everybody.
Hey, hi.
I'm Wisdom Seeker Joan, and this is Starfish Jennie. Jennie, thanks for coming today.
Happy to be here with you.
And our dear friend Juno of the JunoSphere was supposed to be here today, and who knows, she might show up. But it's like, I don't know, it's biblical down there. She's lost her internet, she's lost her phone. There's a fire, a wildfire about 7 miles from where she is. So let's just send blessings and good vibes to Juno. We'd love for her to be here, but we most of all hope that she's safe. So anyhow, it's Jennie and I are going to kind of handle things today. And hey, there's Jean. Thank you for coming, Jean.
Hi, Jane.
And Akila B24. So it looks like it's going to be a kind of a intimate gathering today, but that's just fine because Jennie, this is like your second appearance after recently, at least. Oh, and
Yeah.
there's T-Bar. Thank you so much for coming.
Hey, Tibor.
What a, what a wonderful friend for showing up. This is great. Thank
Yeah,
you so much.
I love
Yeah,
her.
and T-Bar, I was just saying that Juno, I don't think she's going to be make it. Oh, she's safe. Her internet and phone are down. Yeah, so she's not going to be joining us unless we can arrange some wonderful miracle. But thank you, Butterfly Kisses Healing and Michelle Shining Light Thoreau for being here. We really appreciate it. So, Jennie, what's been up for you lately? How are things going?
Uh, Things are good. Things are good. Got my good friend T-Barb in the corral. She's always helping me out.
That's great. You guys have walked a lot of miles together, so that's wonderful. Oh, and Kelly Scarborough and Hypnosis are here from Glenwood, Washington. Good to have you here. So, yeah, before we came on, you were explaining to me a little bit about light codes and what's happening recently with that. And that's a subject that I don't know much about. And I'm
Yeah.
sure the people here probably do, but for anybody who might be listening to this later, can you tell us what's going on?
So with the solstice, our ET friends, the Arcturians, the Palladians, all the good ones, are sending us extra energy through light codes. And from what I hear, you need to get outside for at least a few minutes a day. And if you can stand on the ground with no shoes on, that's good. Um, but they're definitely sending energy to the earth, to us, so that we can help navigate and raise our vibration and raise the vibration of the planet. So we're ascending. So they're helping us ascend by sending the light codes. And
Wonderful.
they come through the sun and the skin. So they're very nice to do that for us.
Yeah, definitely.
But it also helps them ascend because it's not just the earth ascending, it's the whole universe. It's just moving forward.
Yeah, we play a major role. So, how does that manifest in terms of what we might feel or experience? Is it just kind of a heightened feeling of energy?
So it should help your vibration. It shows you should feel happier. Um, yeah,
That,
that's what I
that
think. Healthier,
that's
happier,
healthy and happier. That's always good. I'll take that.
other people that way. So if you're feeling better, you're healthier and happier, then that spreads out to everybody else. Even if you're just walking down the street, you can be walking down the street and just beaming it out, and you don't even really know you're doing it just by walking down the street. So it's important, and some people don't realize the importance of who they are or what they can do when they don't really have to do anything, just be themselves.
Yeah, we can be more like dogs. When I walk down the street, I can't help but just smile at all the dogs, and then their owners smile, and so they're showing us how to raise our vibe too.
I live in a building, but there must be half the people here have dogs, and they're beautiful dogs, and they're out walking the dogs, and the dogs are prancing around, and it really does make a difference.
I think you're right. Hey,
Yeah.
Seabarb and Kelly, thank you for your questions. We'll get to those in a sec. And if anybody else wants to ask a question, please just jump right in. Yeah, today it's been very hot here. And I did some laundry and hung it out because I thought, great, it's searing hot, hot sun. These things are going to dry in no time at all. And as soon as I started hanging things on the line, it started to rain. But I think it's just a passing shower, and so I just left them there. They'll dry later. I'm considering a second rinse. So
Yeah.
anyhow, just always being conscious that the sun's going to come out again. Well, if you're ready, let's dig into this and try a question from Kelly Scarborough, who would like a message from her guides. And thanks, Kelly. Oh, yes, and it might take a while as we do this for our first one. Ooh. What I saw was kind of a carryover from yesterday. Yesterday, we read together on Allie's channel, and at one time, both of us were seeing things with vines. So what I started seeing were vines, but then it turned into thicker vines that formed a heart shape, and then it became a tunnel of vines in a heart shape. So it's the tunnel of love. So let's see what else we can hear about this for Kelly. Kelly's guide team, what are you saying? Oh, I asked and they answered. They said, live in love and love will come to you. So there's that. Do you get anything?
I'm just looking at the cards right now.
Sure, you take care. And let's see, I'll pull a card too. Oh, and I got the Archangel Uriel, success through action. So with those two things together, if you have someone in your life that you're kind of curious about, taking the first step might not be a bad idea. Oop. You went away, but you're back again.
Who? Me?
You, yeah.
I did?
It's probably some glitch in the matrix.
Okay, that's funny. Too much energy. Well, Kelly, I just get that your guides are helping you and they're walking right beside you with every single step. Every single step. So you can't go wrong. And listen for them and look for the signs. Look for the signs. So maybe in the next 24 hours, you're going to get a great sign.
Yeah. That sounds good. Wonderful. Kelly, thank you very much. And let's see.
I kind of see them like holding your arms, like each one has an arm. Kind of like they're, you know how you walk down an aisle and you have, like if you're in a wedding procession and you're a bridesmaid and then you're walking down the aisle with, and the guy's got your arm. So it's like they have both your arms. Yeah. You protect the girl.
That sounds beautiful. And she said her husband will be happy. All right. And also, I just wanted to say welcome to Michelle Shining Light Tarot, who said, Jenny, this is my first time seeing you on a live. I wanted to say you are beautiful and you just have this wonderful energy about it. It's nice to meet you.
I used to do lives about a year ago, and then I had to stop for a while.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Take that off. And thank you for bearing with me here. Next up is T-Bard, who wants a message from her guides. So let's see what we can come up with.
You're doing a great job of taking care of everybody around you.
Yeah, I'm kind of getting the same thing. I saw you first, you were doing the dishes, and then I saw you at a desk and you were like filing, and there was some tape, and you were just getting everything all taken care of. You're on top of all the details. Okay, Spirit, what else does Barb need to know about the fact that she's very capable, which we know? What would be helpful for her going forward? Woo-hoo! Okay, so all of that is that firm basis that you can fly off from. Because the next thing I saw, you had an archery set, a bow and arrow. The arrow is golden, and you're standing on the globe. I can see the globe under your feet, and you're and you let the arrow fly. And it's a golden arrow. It's going off this way, and it has a rope on it. So you're hanging on. Your attention to detail and the things of this life, great, you've got that down, but you're using that as the jumping off point so that you can shoot off into the sky and follow that golden arrow wherever it goes. That was kind of fun. I like having these interesting people on our show because then you get really interesting messages. Did you get anything else for T-Barb that you'd like to add in?
Well, I'm so close to T-Barb that, it's like reading a member of your family. I'm
Yeah,
not sure. So I got what I got, but that's about it right now.
that's just fine. Okay, what does she say? Globe, it's my light sending to the universe, my light work. Oh, okay, that makes sense. All right. And next up we have Ellen R. A message from her deceased father, whose name is Matthew. Let's see what we can get. I see him planting seeds. Like he has in his hand a handful of seeds and he's scattering them on the ground. And then I see big sunflowers growing up. And he is saying, you're a seed that I planted, and now you're this beautiful sunflower in full bloom. And he's saying it's just so wonderful to see you in your full glory, and to know that I had some small part of that. Um, and and he's saying, call on him at any time. What else? I was seeing the scattering of the seeds. What else was that? Right away, I saw. It's gone already.
So I get that he was like a very busy man. And he's still busy on the other side, working. And part of working is like, helping you. And he's not alone at all. He's me longer to get messages.
That's just fine. I'm going to pull a card for Ellen while you're tuning in. And I got the Archangel Chamuel, be what you want to attract. And before that, I think what I was forgetting before, when I was tuning back into your dad, I saw, that you're the seed that he planted, and he just loves seeing that. But then, around the back of the garden, there was a river flowing, and he said, and now, he's just talking about the seasons. We have the seasons when we're young, and all the different ages, and now it's your season to plant what you want to plant and watch it grow. And then he's not looking forward in the sense of Earth time, but saying that someday we'll be together and watch from above what you've planted too. And anything else that you get, Jenny, or should we move on?
They're like doing important work. I mean, I just get the feeling that it's really important. And, some people go up there and they do good and they ascend higher. And I think he's ascending higher. But he still likes to watch you.
That's great. Well, thank you, Ellen, for that question. Let's see. And here's Hypnicity, who is collecting birthday readings this week. She'll be 63 on Sunday. What does Grandpa Bumpy want me to know? Okay. There's something about, I don't know numerology, but there's something about the 63 in itself that he's bringing my attention to, because he's just kind of playing with those numbers and how, and he's making reference to the Doublemint twins, like 3 or 6 is double of 3, and it's like double the fun. So it's going to be a good year. It's going to be double the fun, like the Doublemint twins. All my references are boomer era references, I'm afraid. Okay, Grandpa Bumpy, what else? He's intimating that you get some of that sense of fun and your high vibe from him. And some of that was a trait that he'd like to see in you because it was sort of similar to him. And at times you might find yourself saying things or doing things that remind yourself you of him, and some of that is him like channeling it to you, like a quick joke or a bon mot or just a quick response. What else does Grandpa Bumpy say? And even though we started out with the numbers, he is now saying numbers are just numbers. Don't let the mounting age that we all go through every year get you down. It's still a growth period for you. There's so much more left for you this time around. And he said, and he's showing me himself eating popcorn because he said, and I'm just here for it. He's really having fun being there for you and watching over you.
I get that. Do you have a photograph of him out? And if you don't have a photograph of him out, he wants you to go looking through the boxes and find one.
That's great.
just to help you connect with him.
Oh, and she said he was a character. And she says, yes, I do have a picture of him out. So you've got that. Excellent work.
But yeah, because that picture for some reason is important. Who named him Bumpy? Was that you? I can't see the chat.
I'm monitoring it. Hypnicity, did you name him Bumpy or was that somebody else?
That's a great name.
Yeah. Her big brother.
Okay. So I just want you to look at that photograph and remember him. Remember his personality and use that to have it around, have his personality around you.
That's great.
Oh, look at those photos. We have them and we don't look at them that often. Or not really.
And happy birthday, Hypnicity.
Yeah, happy birthday.
Okay. Then next up, let's see, is Michelle. Oh, here we go. When he played horse on his knee, Bumpy was the word. Okay, got it. All right. Now we'll see Michelle's question. Michelle Shining Light Tarot. A message from her guides. Okay, I've started. I think I saw something like this yesterday too. They're showing me a stringed instrument, and first it's a violin, and then it's a viola, and then it's a cello, and then it's a big bass. And they're showing me you can, use the bow on it, and you can strum them. But the idea is that it's the resonance. When you get yourself in tune with the right resonance, it makes beautiful music, the right vibrations. And that when you add your voice to the ensemble, it can make beautiful music, all these different instruments coming together. And yours is an important voice. And no matter if you're the very highest violin or the big uh, bass, they all work together to make this beautiful music. And it, like if when you're in an orchestra hall after they stop, and there's that after sound, the word for which I can't remember right now, and it just goes on, and it's a live thing. So they're saying play your music and know that it makes things beautiful in the moment, and your music being whatever it is that you love to do and do with or for others, or even on your own, if it's artwork or whatever makes you happy, it'll lift your vibe, and that vibration will just uh, go out to help lift the vibration of the entire world and in turn the universe. So there's no small instruments. They're all very important.
So I got from them, because I get really short messages, but they said they wanted you to play, but then they said that as Joan started talking about the instruments, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I just want you to play, like you're an instrument. Just be joyful, and what Joan said.
Oh, I love it when that happens.
He just said, just want her to play, and then Then you went, oh, like an instrument. And I'm like, yeah, like an instrument.
That's great. All right. And next we have Yvette Braggs, wondering what's coming up for her in the next week. Yvette, I remember reading for you yesterday, but I have no idea what I said. So we'll see if this coincides or not.
Are you going to be with family next week? It's strong family. So if you're not going to be with your family, then you should contact them at least. Sometimes family, aggravating. Sometimes family makes you feel great. Yeah, family makes you feel great.
Well, I had to pull a card to kind of confirm things. What I saw for you was my heart or my third eye chakra lit up and was kind of hearing what's coming up for you is kind of reeling it in what you've been trying to manifest. And so from your third eye chakra, I saw this spiral of light going out, and the spiral turned into these like sparkly stars, like this sparkling tunnel of light. And then I pulled a card and got the star. So that's a wonderful card, a very positive card, good things, lots of balance, and beauty there. So I think good things are on the way. I wish I could be a little more specific. Let's see if I can pull in anything more specific. And they made me say pull in, because that's exactly what they're trying to get across, that you are manifesting whatever you want this week to be. So especially what today is Friday, as the weekend goes on, spend some time just thinking about what you want for this coming week and putting energy behind that rather than wondering about, oh, what horrible things are ahead of me, or that whatever it is, you can have an influence on it now, and now is kind of the time to do that. And then when I tuned in again, they showed me you casting out a line like you're fishing. So it's time to reel it in. I hope that makes some sense. Okay. And let's see. Michelle said, you said a stringed instrument. I have a guitar sitting in my room that I keep wanting to learn how to play. I've never taken time to really learn. And I would also love to learn violin. Well, I know an excellent nonprofit that I used to work for, and they do lessons over Zoom or whatever. So, but I'm sure there's lots of music teachers all over the place. Anyhow, thank you, Yvette, and I hope that you reel in something really wonderful next week and come back and tell us about it.
I don't know. I heard somewhere somebody was saying that right now our manifestations are like almost immediate. So you have to think good thoughts.
Definitely. I was just telling Jenny that one happened for me today. A long story, and it's no biggie, but it's these little things that you see and recognize, and then the bigger things start to happen. But I've been helping my son. I bought him a used car so he can get to this job. And what the person I bought it from said, "Oh, I think I forgot the other set of keys. It's somewhere else, and I'll send them to you." And my son just yesterday said, "Did you ever get that other set of keys for this car?" And I said, and somehow I thought I did because I have no memory anymore. And I had this memory of getting the keys, and I looked where I always keep the keys, and they weren't there. So I asked my son, "Did I already give them to you?" "No, I haven't gotten the keys." And was just about ready to start turning the house upside down, looking for the set of keys that I was sure I'd gotten, and they weren't there. So I said, I asked my husband, who was kind of a car guy, "Help me find these keys. If I got them, help me find them." And not more than a half hour after I asked that, the guy, someone who works for the guy I bought the car from, texted me and said, "Hey, I just got that set of keys into the mail today. I'm sorry it's taken so long." So it's a very small thing, but it helped me realize, no, I didn't get the keys, and I don't have to turn the house upside down looking for a set of keys that I don't even have. But it was a pretty quick turnaround on that request. Oh, and here's Yvette. Thank you. They're going to give me some hope that everything's going to be all right. Yeah.
Well, there's
You know what? Go ahead.
always hope. Always. Don't ever
Yeah.
give ever.
Oh, good. And here's another question from Sonia Pinola. "Do you see me getting an increase in my finances soon to get out from under my situation?" All right. I'm going to go to the pendulum here. Is my name Joan? Yes. Is today Wednesday? No. Okay. Soon you're going to get an increase in your finances. Yes. Okay. Will it be by the end of the month? No. Will it be in July? Yes. Will it be in the first half of July? I should be doing this so you can see it. But will it be in July? That's my sign for yes. Will it be in the first half of July? Yes. So I think something's going to go right for you in the first part of July. But when I first tuned in, what I saw was somebody holding a wad of money and just going boom, 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 and they were flying away. But is that outgo or income? So the spirit was the money and the bills that were going flying. Is that income for Sonia? Yes. Was that Sonia spending too much? No. So good. I'm glad I clarified that. So it wasn't you frittering money away. It was money that someone was counting out and getting ready for you. Did you get anything, Jenny?
So what we were just talking about the manifestation and how it can be immediate. If you just take a couple minutes a day, just a couple, and just imagine yourself completely flush with money, like and feel the happiness and the joy and laughing about that. And if you keep doing that, it will happen.
Yeah. I was
And
just listening.
and trust,
Go ahead.
trust is really important. Trust.
In all of this stuff. It's so true.
Yeah.
Da, 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 da. I'm sorry, I'm being a little there. Yeah, if anybody else has questions, let us know. Or if you just want to chat about something. I think I'm going through, and if I've missed your question, let me know too.
So I think the idea that manifestation is like so fast now. It didn't used to be that way. It seemed like it took forever to manifest something. But I have manifested things in my life, and I know for sure that it works. I really
Tell
have.
us about it. I want to hear your stories.
I used to be, I was sick in bed for 20 years, and I was literally like um, in a fetal position, sick, and so sick at the end of it. It was like being a prisoner of war in my body, and I couldn't even talk to anybody. I could listen to somebody, but I couldn't have two people having a conversation in the room. That was just too much information coming into my poor sick brain. And all I did was I just imagined, so I wouldn't go crazy. I just imagined driving down the roads of South Carolina. And I would literally put myself in that car and remember what it was like and feel the wind and feel that happiness. And then that was when I don't know, I used to watch this movie called Paradise, which was about shrimpers, and it was on the East Coast, uh, filmed in Beaufort, South Carolina. And then I started thinking about the marsh, the green of the marsh, the ocean, the water, and it kept me from going insane. And I really think I had like one foot on the other side, and then eventually, but I always had hope. I always had hope. I never gave up hope. I always thought, one of these days I'm gonna get well, and then I did, and it took a long time, but um, and then when it happened, it's like that's when I just gave it up. I said, "Okay, God, you want me to die? Let's go. I'm ready." And then once I gave up trying to control anything, then I started to meet people who helped me find the right doctors so I could get well. So it was a long process, but manifestation really does work. It really does. And then um, once I then I ended up moving to that area and driving down the roads of South Carolina and looking at the ocean and looking at the marsh and loving the grasses of the marsh and the animals and the dolphins. And then when I wanted to move here, I would think about, and I've been working on living in where I live now for about 6 years. And I used to come and visit here, and I would go sit in a restaurant and look out onto this street called King Street. And I would think, I would just think, one of these days, I'm gonna live here. I don't know when, but I am. And then the closer it got, the more I started thinking about it in this happy state. And and it happened. And not only that, I live in this great building. I look out on the water, so I didn't lose my water view. And it really works. It really, really, really does. But it's the feeling. You have to have that feeling of happiness when you're thinking about it.
Yeah, it's the emotion.
Act like, oh, I wish this would happen. No, no, no. You imagine it's happening now, and you feel the happiness and the joy, and that's what does it.
I don't know if you ever listened to Danica Patrick's podcast, but she had a guest on. And of course, I don't remember his name, but it's the most recent one. And he was able to really describe the science behind manifestation, along with a lot of other cool stuff. It was a good interview. But I thought, in so many ways, science is just kind of catching up to to where spirituality has been all along. And he kind of like was talking about how it bends time, or I don't know what happens. But there are it's a real thing, and I think that's just beautiful.
It really is. Yeah, it works. Sometimes it takes, but but they're saying now. I mean, that it doesn't take quite as long. So yeah, you never know.
Yes, that was a great job of describing it. And we have three more questions from Kaylee, Ellen R., and Sunflower. So let's start with Kaylee, and I hope I'm pronouncing that wrong. Ask about Daniel, and if anything will ever solidify between us. Okay, so I'm taking it that Daniel is in the body.
So we were talking about the manifestation, and when you're doing manifestation with other people, everybody has free will. Um, but doing what I was saying, thinking about the joy you would bring the joy inside yourself. And then be the joy, be the happiness. If you, wake up in the morning and you're in a bad mood, then, ask your angels and guides to lift your vibration. Put on music that lifts your vibration. Whatever you have to do to make you feel happiness. And that person will be attracted to you. And if it's not that person, it'll be somebody else.
That's beautiful. What I was seeing was two people, a man and a woman, and one person had an umbrella, and it was just kind of lightly raining, and he offered it to the woman, and then the woman had it for a while and offered it to the man, and then they decided that they would both be out of the rain and hold it over both of them together. So I think that's kind of a cute way of, thank you, Spirit, of showing that, maybe things are going to be a little tentative at first. But maybe the rain means you're going through something together, or maybe it just means reaching out and doing something nice for this person, and then he will do the same for you, and then all of a sudden you're under the umbrella together. And then what I saw was, but it's going to take a while. It wasn't immediate. But then down the road, what I saw, the umbrella that was covering both of you turned into this like big awning. Sometimes like you see it in, I don't know the right word, like in Jewish weddings where they have the big canopy. And so that's a potential. That's not a given, but that's a potential too. Spirit, am I interpreting that right? Huh. Sorry. They were saying it could be that, or it could just be the canopy of a canopy bed. So that's as personal as I'm going to get. But that's what I was seeing.
So I pulled a card from the Metatron deck, and it says appreciation and healing. And the first thing, there's like kind of shows a line of ancestors, but the first person you see is a pregnant woman with a child, and then there's a man behind, and he's holding a baby. So maybe you have some healing work to do, but eventually that will happen for you.
Okay, that's beautiful. Michelle Williams said she saw something about smiling in the chat at the beginning of the show. I can't find it now, but it prompted me to find a poem to share. My friend wrote this poem in high school, and I just had to keep it. So let's all, look at it. Smiling is infectious. You catch it like the flu. When somebody smiled at me today, I started smiling too. I passed around the corner, and someone saw my grin. When he smiled, I realized I passed it on to him. I thought about that smile, then realized its worth. A single smile, just like mine, could travel around the earth. That gave me chills. So if you feel a smile again, don't leave it undetected. Let's start an epidemic quick and get the whole world infected. Everyone needs a smile once in a while. Thank you. That was really fun. Beautiful.
That's not. I had a reading soon after my older brother died, and he was just a nice fellow. Never did anything that was like earth shattering, but he was a good person. And then he said that when he got over to the other side, that when he had his life review, that the good he had done in the world was just being kind to people in gas stations or in a convenience store or just smiling at people. And that was, he found out in his life review that was really more important than he had realized. And he had done that all his life. He was just known for being a nice guy. So yeah.
That's beautiful. That's a great, great story. Hey, here's Ellen R. Mr. Question, she wanted a message from her deceased father. And Ellen, if you could give us his name, that'd be great. But let's see what we can bring in. I thought we did an LNR. Maybe this is a different question. Oh, and his name's Matthew. I thought we did Matthew. Didn't we do that? Oh, I think we did that, Ellen. Maybe you walked away, and you can see it on the replay. I think, yeah. And if I'm wrong, somebody tell me, but we're going to go on to Sunflower. And she just had surgery. I wanted to know, do I have any other medical issues that need to be addressed? Okay. This is for entertainment purpose only. We're not doctors or any kind of medical professionals. And trust your doctors, but this will just be whatever insight we can bring. Any other medical issues that need to be addressed? Okay. I called in my grandmother's uncle, who was a doctor. And I call him Uncle Doc, and the Mayo brothers to consult on medical things. And I'm not getting words, but the impression they're giving me is that when you have something go wrong and that requires surgery, it's kind of a blow to that protective shield that we all have around us. Think like, yeah, I'm okay, everything's fine. And then it's like, oh my God, something happened, whether it's mechanical or some other type of issue that really requires surgery. I'm not infallible, and it makes you question. They're saying that there might be fear behind this question. And the more fear that there is about this question, wondering about, oh, what else is wrong with me, the more you're apt to have something wrong with you. So they're saying, and then again, because I'm a child of the 70s, they're playing the Rolling Stones Painted Black. And it's like, that's not what you should do, but that's the cautionary tale, that don't paint it black. Don't start worrying about things. Let me see if I can do just a scan and see. They're saying it's just the normal stuff. Go get all of your screenings on time and, your annual checkup. If there's something bothering you, don't hesitate to make an appointment to get things checked out. But don't paint it black. Don't get obsessed about your health. And in the meantime, they are bringing my attention to the background we have. Just see yourself in a field of daisies, and good preventive medicine is what the doctors do, and all the testing does. But also our attitudes are a good part of preventive medicine too. And now they're putting their stethoscope back into the little black bag and going, my work is done here. So I hope that if it's not a diagnosis, but I hope that can set your mind at ease a little bit.
So I can do scans too, and I don't see anything really wrong with you. But I'm seeing you as thin. I don't know if you're thin or not. I think that you need to do a lot of self-care, especially in eating. Like, make sure you're eating really healthy food, maybe small meals, several times a day, and getting all your nutrition and the vitamins and everything. But it's just about self-care. I don't see anything.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And
Let me just go back to that. So usually one of the gifts I have, uh, because I was sick for so long, when people are ill, I get to give them messages, and I get the most random places. I'll run into somebody that I don't even know, and they start talking to me, and they say, um, "Well, it's bringing to my mind this woman who had stomach cancer, and I ran into her like the night before she was having her stomach removed, and of course I didn't know that, and she was eating a huge amount of food, and I'm like, okay, wow, woman's eating a lot of food, and then she started talking to me, and then she told me, and I said, well, if you're meeting me, I can assure you that you're going to come out of this. You're going to survive this. And so I feel very good about your health. I don't feel that there's anything really bad. So I think you're going to be okay. If they
That
weren't,
sounds great.
I would know it.
Wonderful. Well, I have Angie, CS, and Alex. Three more questions. Do you have time to do those, Jenny?
Three?
Yes. Not all at once, but
Yes, okay.
because we've got about 10 minutes left. So let's see. For Angie, who wants insight into her future husband.
Ooh.
Let's see what we can find.
Mm. I like that question.
Yeah. I'm not getting insight into the future husband. What I saw was Eros, or um, the love god, with his little arrow, bow and arrow, and he shoots the arrow, but it comes right back to you. And it said it all starts with loving yourself. And so um, when his arrow pierces your heart and you start loving yourself, then then I saw like all this radiation, all these arrows shooting out. So that's where it all starts.
I have an impression of um, a round, I don't know how to say it, not skinny, but not fat either, fellow, and he's very, very, very happy, like jolly, like full of life, full of joy. Um, that's just the impression I have. But yeah, I think he's great. He's gonna be great. But due time, no time.
That sounds wonderful. I think there's lots to hope for there. And then this is
Manifest.
from, yes, it's all manifesting. CS is currently looking for a job. Do you see anything happening soon? And I'm going to get out the old pendulum. All right, Spirit. Will CS be getting a new job? Will it be by the end of July? Yes. Will it be by mid-July? Maybe. Will it be by 4th of July? No. And a lot is happening in July, but it's not going to be early July. It will be mid to later July. Okay, Spirit, what is there anything you can tell us about this and how CS can hasten it? I was saying, go back to what you've been saying all day, which is reel it in, manifest, imagine it, and live in the emotion of it, live in the vibration of it. Um, and then imagine getting that offer letter and going, well, this is wonderful. And I'm so pleased. But I think I want to see if they can do a little better on the salary or maybe make some modifications. Um, okay. Am I going too far with this? If she gets the offer, should she take the offer that she gets? Should she try to negotiate something better? It's just kind of circling. So that depends on what the offer is. And you'll know if it's reasonable or not. And you can find a way to, go to Glassdoor or whatever to see if this is a reasonable offer for the job that you want. Okay. Spirit, is this going to be a job that's going to be she's going to like so much that it makes sense to just take the first offer? Will she then have an opportunity for advancement later on? Okay, I'm going to ask again, should she negotiate for a better offer before signing? It's maybe. It can't decide. So that's going to be up to you. You'll have to see what it is. Okay, you're smiling, Jenny. What did you get?
So I pulled a card. Well, actually, I didn't pull a card. I wait till my cards to go flying, and this one really went flying. I had to go get it, and it is higher realms and magic. You can't make this stuff up. Magic. Use magic. Manifest. Yeah, it's gonna happen, but you have to do the work up here.
That sounds great. There's your husband, and here's our last one from Alex. Does UL is planning to contact me soon, and when? So it's someone with the initials UL. Is this person planning to contact Alex soon, and when? All right. I'm going to go this way on this one. Is UL planning to contact Alex soon? I'm not getting a real firm. Yes, it's sort of between no and maybe.
I'm kind of getting.
Oh, just a minute. Here we go. Is UL planning to contact Alex? Yes, it's going to take him a while, though, it seems like. Is it going to be soon? Okay, soon. Today, will it be within the next 2 weeks? Yes. Will it be within a week? Maybe. Oh? Is he going to call this weekend? No. No, but within 2 weeks, I think. In a week or two. Did you get anything?
Getting caution. Use caution.
Oh,
Proceed
okay.
So listen to your guides, listen to your intuition, because sometimes what we want takes us in the wrong direction. I'm not saying it is, but I'm just saying really think about it. Oh, I don't know. I'm sorry I said that, but that's what.
Caution's always a good thing. So he's going to contact you, but tune in and try to read his vibe a little bit yourself, Alex, and see. Just protect yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna bring in the big gun. My tarot cards that they don't mince words. Okay. Is this UL person a good match for Alex? Sorry to get all motherly. Queen of Swords. Okay, Spirit. Well, Tarot Stash is here. He knows. Tell us about the Queen of Swords and how this. Do you think that might relate to whether this person UL is a good match for Alex? I'm thinking. I don't know. I'm being drawn to the fact of the clouds and things cut both ways, and it's a little up in the air. So you're going to have to find out that one for yourself. And I need to get to work working on my tarot card interpretations. So let's just disregard that one. But I think Jenny's caution about being a little bit careful is well advised. Well, thank you everyone for being here. The Queen of Swords is no nonsense. Don't suffer fools. Thank you for saving us here, Tarot Stash. I really appreciate you.
I was thinking you might
doing that.
Might need to use that sword because you're the Queen of Swords and you might need to use that sword.
Yeah,
but
that makes sense.
I could be wrong. I mean, that's interpretation, right? I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, it's just good to know there's, the sword is double-edged too.
We've all been.
You might be a great match, but there's always two sides to the equation. Don't get too blown away by it until you really know this person. Don't give your heart away entirely. Oh, thanks for saving us, Tarot Stash. I appreciate it. And thank you, Jenny. And thanks for everybody who came. Next time we do this, I hope Juno will, still be on Earth and not blown away by whatever natural disaster is going on there and has connectivity. But until then, thank you, everybody, for bearing with us here and for being. And T-Barb said bossy is what she got. Okay.
Bossy? What do you mean?
Oh, about this other person, or maybe that means about and Alex, I suggest using extreme caution. Don't focus with your heart, use your brain. Okay. Thank you for saving the day here.
Yeah.
Wonderful. I owe you one, Tarot Stash, so anytime. And Jenny, thanks again. Thanks to everybody who came. This was really delightful. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye now.